नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरतुषे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। Hare Krishna. So welcome everyone for today's Bhakti Shastri class. So like every time we want to hear what we learnt in last class. So who can begin today?
I was traveling, but I will.
Points. Yes.
We discussed about three types of neophytes: Prakrut Sajya, Prakrut Bhakta, Harinam Bhakta. So these classifications and individual you mentioned about their details.
Correct. So okay, what is the difference between Prakrit Sahajiya and Prakrit Bhakta? Who will tell? Who will tell? Answer. What is the difference between Prakrit Bhakta and Prakrit Sahajiya?
So I can if others are not there, I can pick.
Yes.
So, Prakrut Sajya chants Hare Krishna casually. Prakrut Bhakta chants 16 rounds of Hare Krishna mantra daily. You also mentioned Harinam Bhakta chants minimum 16 rounds of Hare Krishna daily. And another thing, Prakrut Sajya are attached to women, money, and intoxication. Prakrut Bhakta follow 4 regulatory principles.
Yeah, this is the difference actually. Prakrit Bhakta, he follows 4 regs, and Prakrit Sahajiya, they don't follow 4 regs. Chanting they also do casually, and Prakrit Bhakta he does with some little bit taste, or you can say inquisitiveness to know Krishna. So he has taken up the process beginning. Yes. Okay, very nice. Okay, what is the difference between now somebody other will answer. What is the difference between Prakrit Bhakta and Harinam Dikshit Bhakta? Somebody else other than Kishore Madhapu and Arun Prabhu. Others will answer. Yes. Please open your videos, or at least open your voice. हरे कृष्णा, बाकी लोग किधर हैं? Shri Ganga Putra Prabhu ji, you are there? You can answer.
Prabhuji, he has messaged that he is driving car now and will reach in some time.
Okay, who is there? Jai Shri Radha Devidasi Mataji. Are you there?
Yes, Prabhuji, but my notes are not here, Prabhuji. Sorry. Today I'm not
you
feeling
should
well.
have remembrance.
Actually,
Yes.
today I'm not feeling well. Sorry, Prabhu.
Okay. Chalo, Bhakti Leela Devidasi Mataji. You know the answer?
I can try, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prakruta Bhakta, they chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna daily, and they follow the 4 regulative principle also. And they serve only Guru and Krishna, and feels he or she is the best disciple. And fourth, they respect a person within their mind, should be shown favor words. And Harinam Bhakta, they also chant 16 rounds, also follow the four regulatory principle. They serve Vaishnava, Guru, Krishna and Vaishnava. Means यहाँ पे Vaishnava add होता है. And they should offer in respect in mind, words and body.
हाँ, correct.
And this is the transition phase to Madhyamadikari.
Okay, nice. So, what is the difference here? Very clearly mentioned that Guru and Krishna, Prakrit Bhakta serves, and here Guru, Krishna, and Vaishnava is served by Harinam Dikshit Bhakta. So, this is a main thing, and also commitment towards holy name is increases in Harinam Bhakta. Okay, what is the difference between next order means doing some very committed work and this Harinam Bhakta? What is the difference? Very one only, one word. What is the difference? I have already spoken the answer. Means Madhyama and Harinam Dikshit. What is the difference? Others can answer. Yes. प्रसन्न गोपाल प्रभु और अरुणा पाल प्रभु. Prerna Mataji, you know the answer?
Prabhu, I lost the link.
Acha, lost the
I
link. Okay, you don't know the...
I mean, I haven't studied. I haven't
Okay.
studied, Prabhu. I'm sorry.
ठीक है. Okay, Anuradha Mataji, you know?
Prabhuji, Madhyama Adhikari, they are always dedicated to for seva.
Very nice, correct. Basically committed seva, because he has understood that love cannot be attained without service to Krishna. There has to be commitment. And now today we are going to see in the today's verse, the Prabhupada clearly mentions that the whole process of growth or in bhakti. So yes, this was the last. So Kanishta, Madhyama, Uttama. Kanishta means Komal Shraddha, and he does not have knowledge of scripture very much, but he has heard from Guru. That's why he has got the faith. So when it is said we should not remain Kanishta means we should read scriptures. If you do not read scriptures, your conviction will not grow. So simply only hearing will not sustain. Otherwise, what will happen? We can hear from some other Baba also, from here, from there. So we will not come to know what is the right thing, because we keep on hearing here and there. So then we will say, oh, that person was saying this thing. Oh, this person was saying this thing. And what about a right thing? You know or not? Or that I do not know, because I simply keep on hearing here and there. So hearing itself is not complete. It has to be done. See, those who are nicely situated in understanding of this Krishna conscious philosophy, as we saw earlier, 3.1 Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada says one is not recommended to chant in a secluded place unless one is trained in the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. This is what training means. So yes, hearing of holy name, hearing of transcendental katha, that is the ultimate thing. But we have to also do the homework of reading scriptures personally, sitting at one place and then doing it. Like it is said in some Subhasitani, one verse is there, 1/4 of learning comes by hearing, 1/4 of learning comes by endeavoring oneself. Like those who like children, they go to school, they simply don't make the notes and then write the exams. They have to read the notes, they have to read the book and understand the notes. That is their homework. So scripture reading is a fundamental process in our growth. We cannot skip it, because that gives us what I have seen in the scriptures, what others have seen, I am hearing, what I have seen, what problems I am facing in seeing through that vision. So like that. So what is your asset? What you have read? So that should also be there. We can hear, but also we should also preserve our own assets by reading. And every one of us have different talents. How we read, we have a different way. Therefore, Prabhupada says, read my books scrutinizingly. Means in a different angle we can see the truths revealing. So then we relish our reading because we know how my talents, my abilities, and then I can present in a certain way because I'm understanding in a certain way. That is also through the parampara only. It's not out of parampara. So then we relish our reading. Yes, in this way I can present to the people outside. Okay, this is the thing. So Kanishta means he does not read. वो बस कभी इधर सुनता है कि उधर सुनता है, समय नहीं है उसके पास. Okay, sometime it is said, okay, just keep on doing seva and you will advance. So we should also remember, without education and training, we cannot do our sevas properly. Therefore, any kind of preaching, if only it is oriented on seva, the सेवा करो तो फिर वहाँ पे झगड़ा होता है बाद में. मेरे को ज़्यादा सेवा दिया, उसको कम दिया, उसको फैसिलिटी ज़्यादा, मेरे को फैसिलिटी कम, मैं ज़्यादा सेवा करता हूँ, उसको वो कम करता, उसको क्यों किया? तो देन कंपेरिजन स्टार्ट्स हैपनिंग. This is all because of lack of training and education. After initiation, there has to be training and education. Otherwise, people remain kanishta. तो उनको ट्रेनिंग एंड एजुकेशन, इसीलिए गुरु इज नॉट सिंपली मेंट फॉर गिविंग माला. Guru is meant for training them in Krishna conscious philosophy, so that these people they come to the madhyama, Shraddhavan. Because Vaidhi Bhakti means, we saw that in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. What is that? शास्त्र शासन एव, शास्त्र का शासन होना चाहिए हमारे ऊपर कि शास्त्र ऐसा बोलता है तो मैं ऐसा करूँगा. बस शास्त्र पता ही नहीं है तो शासन कहाँ से होगा? तो फिर इसलिए शास्त्र को पढ़ना जरूरी है. तो पढ़ना है और उसको सुनना है कि कैसे इसको समझना है. तो लाइक दैट. सो दैट इज मध्यमा मीन्स he is Shraddhavan. He reads scripture, he understands scriptures, and he has faith by hearing from Guru, by serving in the mission. He has faith that whatever is spoken here is true. He may not be able to convince very hardcore materialist or hardcore Mayavadi. He may not be able to convince him to bhakti, but he understands that what I am following, it is 100% right, perfect, because he had taken shelter of Uttama devotee. He has taken shelter of Uttama devotee. He is hearing from him, so he is nicely sheltered. So he can practice, he can inspire people, but he cannot be able to change, or he cannot be able to change many in one sense, because many hardcore materialists are also there. And then the third is Uttama, that is Prauಢ Shraddha, Dridha Nishchaya, Shastra Yukta Nipuno. And Madhyama also Shastra Yukti Shastra Anipuno. शास्त्र में उतना निपुण नहीं रहता है, बिकॉज केवल पढ़ने से काम नहीं होता है. सिंपली बाय रीडिंग वन डज नॉट गेन द होल नॉलेज. One has to remove one's ignorance in the heart, then that knowledge starts really working. अभी हम केवल सीख रहे हैं, लेकिन इग्नोरेंस अभी गया नहीं है हमारे. अभी हम कितना ही पढ़ाई कर ले, माया आएगी तो हम वहीं पे विल बिकम मेल्टेड. इफ माया कम्स इन फ्रंट, आवर नॉलेज स्टार्ट मेल्टिंग, because ignorance has not gone away from our heart, even though externally we are practicing knowledge, we are learning. So that until that ignorance goes away, this knowledge cannot become rigidly fixed in our heart. Evam prasanna manaso bhagavad bhakti yogatah bhagavad tattva vijnana mukta sangasya jayate. That the day will come when the mind will become very happy. The happiness is because of this knowledge is fully clear knowledge, crystal clear knowledge becomes imprinted in our heart, that what is Maya, what is Krishna. Maya cannot touch that time. Maya cannot touch that person. Even though he is moving in this world in Maya Sansar, Maya cannot touch, because he has understood what is Maya, what is Krishna. Maya means nothing but forgetting Krishna. That is only Maya. So he clearly sees that this is forgetfulness and this is remembrance of Krishna. That time he cannot be touched by Maya. So these are the three kind of devotees, and one should always try to seek the association of pure devotees, Uttama Adhikari, try to serve them. Dati Pati Grinati Guhyam Akhyati Prishchati, Bhunkate Bhojayate Cheva, Chadvidi Priti Lakshanam. And also we learned that the best serving is also through hearing. And whenever facility comes, Vapu Seva. Okay, now we are going to the next verse, which is about chanting holy name. Sat Krishna Nama Charitadi Sacharitadi Sitapya Vidya
या कृष्ण नाम चरितादिकृतापि अविद्या
Pitto Patapta Rasanasya Narochikanu
पीतोपटाक्षरसनस्य न रुचिकानु
Kintva Adarad Anudinam Khalusaiva Jushta
सिन्धवादरादनुदिनं खलु सैव जुष्टा
Swadbi Kramada Bhavati Tadagadamula Hantri.
स्वाद्वीक्रमाद्भवति
स्वाद्वीक्रमादभवति
तद्गतमूलहन्त्री
यमुना बिलास प्रभु आप पढ़िए इसका ट्रांसलेशन.
Yes, Prabhu. The holy name, character, pastimes, and activities of Krishna are all transcendently sweet like sugar candy. Although the tongue of one afflicted by the jaundice of avidya, ignorance, cannot taste anything sweet, it is wonderful that simply by carefully chanting these sweet names every day, a natural relish awakens within his tongue and his disease is gradually destroyed at the root.
Syat Krishna Nama Charitadi. So here only not the name but other things are like we hear that Nam Rup Gun Leela. All are considered here together, but beginning with the name. Atah Sri Krishna Namadi, they are also beginning with name. So Nam is very prominent in spiritual life cultivation. Name is a prominent thing. Krishna Nam, because name can be heard by oneself, can be recited by oneself. If you have to hear katha, you need some other person to speak katha, and that also pure person. So means there is some requirement. But Nam cannot be contaminated. Katha can be contaminated, but Nam cannot be contaminated. One can chant and hear oneself. Yes. So Syat Krishna Nama Charitadi Sitapya Vidya. So here here the comparison is given avidya. So avidya comparison is given with jaundice. How the avidya is equal to the jaundice. So generally the holy name should be Sitapi, means it's like with sugar candy. It's like a Sita. Sita matlab sugar candy, Sita. But how it is appearing? It is appearing like Pitto Patapta. So Pitta means we know that Kapha Pitta Vat Kapha Pitta. So Pitta, because of increase of Pitta, Upatapta means if Pitta has become Upatapta, it has become disturbed, then somebody gets the jaundice kind of disease. And that time the Rasanasya, the tongue, is not finding the Sita, matlab sweet item Rochika. Sweet item sweet nahi lag raha hai. Sita is not becoming Rochika. When tongue is or Rasanasya is afflicted with Pitta. When it is afflicted with Pitta, then Sita will not remain Rochika. This is like that. Then what is that Pitta compared with, when we take it in our context, that is avidya. For a diseased person who is diseased with jaundice, he cannot taste the sugar candy. No rochika, na rochika, rochika nahi lagega. And for a practitioner who is taking up to the chanting of holy name, he sees that is so many saints are glorifying holy name. But when I chant, I am not feeling that much great happiness, that much great relish, because his heart is covered with avidya. So similar thing, because he has disease of avidya, A diseased person in the hospital, he has a disease of pitta. Kintu adarad. But kintu means okay, but there is a process of curing this disease. That's why the but comes. Not only disease is mentioned, but kintu adarat. If the diseased person takes up the medicine with the respect for the doctor, adarat, respect for medicine. Kintu adarat. Anudinam means regularly, the according to prescription. According to prescription mention, okay, you should eat at this time this medicine twice a day, you should eat. Anudinam. So with other and with regulation, with respect and regulation. Khalu, naturally, saiva justa. So what will happen if you take this process? Then swadvi kramad. Then what? The swad which was lost, the rochika, it was not, the tongue was not able to release the taste. That swad will come back. Swadvi kramad bhavati. Slowly, kramad, that swad will come back. Bhavati. How that will come back? Tadagada moola hantri, because it will destroy the avidya. It will destroy the avidya. That's why it will come back. Or it will destroy the disease. So one very important thing in according to Ayurveda basically, in Ayurveda we don't eat a lot of chemical medicines. We eat which are very conducive to the bodies, means healthy for the body. Therefore it's called Ayurveda, which will increase your ayu. Means the food becomes the medicine. Like in summer season what we should eat, in winter season what we should eat. At the same time, when the disease is very severe, so then they give some herbs which can take out the from the root. That we may not be able to eat, may not be eating every time that herb, but in the natural lifestyle there are also some khatta, meetha, and some bitter things are given in our food so that we remain undiseased. In a similar way, the here in what is the remedy for this jaundice? Remedy for jaundice is the sugar candy, which is appearing bitter, but that is only the remedy. Means the remedy is not some chemical medicine. The same thing which is going to be the solution. Or like here, holy name. We are going to chant holy name later also in perfected stage. And right now also we are chanting holy name. So the same holy name is a medicine also, and same holy name is our food also. Both. खाना भी है, दवाई भी है, वही है. तो इधर भी वैसा ही है. अभी शुगर कोई छोड़ेगा थोड़ी खाने को, है ना. जिनको डायबिटीज है उनको बहुत तकलीफ है, उनके लिए हम प्रे करेंगे कि अगले लाइफ में उनको डायबिटीज नहीं हो. Because those who are eating lot of sweets, they cannot imagine how much austerity they are doing. उनको पता लगता है कितना ऑस्टेरिटी कर रहे हैं जो डायबिटीज के पेशेंट्स हैं, है ना. खास करके इस्कॉन में ज़्यादा. So let next life go into spiritual one and eat lot of sweets. Otherwise here some adjustment can be made. So unfortunately there is no solution for diabetes. So here the holy name is a food and holy name is a medicine. In the similar way, the sugar candy is a medicine and sugar candy is a food also. So that is a natural medicine. That's why is mentioned khalu. Naturally वो हो जाएगा. Your natural taste will come back. But the process has to be followed. Adarat anudinam means what? The taste will not come soon. Kramad also mentions means it will take time. How long? That is cannot be said. Depending upon the person's adarat and anudinam, his sincerity, his attitude. So therefore whole Krishna consciousness depends upon attitude of a follower. Attitude, in what attitude? So here adarat and anudinam, one is like attitude, other like a commitment. So one has to be at good attitude and one has to be also committed to the process. Not only good attitude and no commitment, no. So anudinam means commitment, adarat means attitude. One has to have the right attitude and then right action. Okay. So this is the thing. So here there is something like implied so here basically ठीक है ये छोड़ दो जरूरत नहीं इसका. Now this is a verse for those who are already suffering from jaundice or suffering from avidya. What is the verse for those who are enjoying the holy name? Tunde tandavini ratim vitanute tundavali labdhaye karna krodha kadambini ghatayate karnam buddhube spraham चेतः प्रांगणा संगिनी विजयते सर्व इंद्रियाणां कृतिम नौ जाने जनिता क्रियाब्धिर अमृते कृष्णेति वर्णद्वयी. This is written by Rup Goswami in Bidagdha Madhav drama. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appreciates him for such kind, even Haridas Thakur also. I don't know how much nectar these two level Krishna have produced. When the holy name of Krishna is chanted, it appears to dance within the mouth. We then desire many, many mouths. When the name enters the hole of ears, we desire many, many millions of ears. And when the holy name dances in the courtyard of heart, it conquers the activities of mind, and therefore all the senses become inert. So now, how the holy name will taste tomorrow, that also we should be knowing. So this is the taste of holy name. Very exoteric verse. Even Haridas Thakur says, I have never heard such verse anywhere earlier than what Rupa Goswami wrote. So द कृष्णा केवल दो शब्द ही इतना हमको जूस देने वाला है, बाकी हरे राम एंड कृष्णा रिपीटिंग means the person becomes mad only. So when the holy name is chanted, it appears to dance and these are many many mouths, many ears, and the holy name dances in the courtyard of heart. Just amazing thing. So all the activities of mind and senses will be conquered and senses will become inert because we become active inside. So our external senses, they become inert, and means the material existence is finished that time, and spiritual existence is awakened. So this is a when the disease is finished, what is we are going to relish. So yes, so this is the journey from disease state to our swastha, healthy state. Simply by carefully, Prabhupada translates simply by carefully chanting. So Adarat means carefully chanting. Carefully मतलब दोनों आ गया with the regulation and respect. Okay, now Arun Pal Prabhu is there. Okay, we will there. Are you there? ठीक है. नग्न जीती प्रिया माता जी पढ़िए. You can read.
Yes, Prabhu. The holy name of Lord Krishna, his quality pastimes, and so forth are all of the nature of absolute truth, beauty and bliss. Naturally, they are very sweet like sugar candy, which appeals to everyone. This science, however, is compared to the disease called jaundice, which is caused by bilious secretions. Attacked by jaundice, the tongue of a diseased person cannot palatably relish sugar candy. Rather, a person with jaundice considers something sweet to taste very bitter. Avidya, ignorance, similarly perverts the ability to relish the transcendently palatable name, quality, form, and pastimes of Krishna. Despite this disease, if one with great care and attention takes to Krishna consciousness, chanting the holy name and hearing Krishna's transcendental pastimes, his ignorance will be destroyed and his tongue enabled to taste the sweetness of the transcendental nature of Krishna and his paraphernalia. Such a recovery of spiritual health is possible only by the regular cultivation of Krishna consciousness.
Okay.
When a man in the material world
we'll
takes more
discuss now.
interest,
We'll discuss. So okay, one thing is very common from previous verses you find here. Cultivation is common here, correct? Cultivation, again same process. So cultivation cannot be stopped. Cultivation only works. So bhakti, the cultivation means one has to be committed to the process. Ustah nishchayat dhairyat. So then only cultivation goes ahead. So cultivation cannot be stopped. Now somebody can do cultivation to certain extent, then he becomes morose, he becomes disheartened, he leaves and goes away. Then again he comes back, again he has to again start cultivating. So this will not stop. Without cultivation one cannot go to spiritual world. Cultivation one has to do. Everyone has to become gardener of one's own bhakti lata beej. We have to become gardener of our own bhakti lata beej. So spiritual master will give us the process. We have to apply that process ourselves, and we have to guard against all the anti elements, anti devotional elements, so that they don't destroy the our endeavor by destroying the bhakti lata plant. See here it is mentioned that Prabhupada says that these are by nature these are very bliss producing, or means the Lord's quality, pastime, and all are of absolute truth, all of the nature of the absolute truth, beauty and bliss. Naturally they are very sweet. मतलब आप समझ सकते हैं हम लोग कितना स्वीट खा रहे हैं. सुबह से अगर जो भी टेंपल में आते हैं, सुबह से भागवतम क्लास तक टिल प्रसादम, चलो प्रसाद को भी इंक्लूड कर लेते हैं, प्रसाद को भी इंक्लूड कर लिया और आज संडे फीस्ट है. So then we can imagine how much sweet you are eating, because he has mentioned everything is sugar candy. But it is said, it is seen कभी कभी शुगर कैंडी ज़्यादा खा लेते तो डायबिटीज हो जाता है. बोलते हैं अभी मंदिर नहीं जाएंगे हम, तो ये गड़बड़ हो गया, तो मतलब उसको बीमारी ज़्यादा है. Like we call people, you come for some festival, Radhashtami is there, Janmashtami is there, they say we are very busy, we cannot come. So why? Because their disease is very much, disease बहुत ज़्यादा है, and when they come to release Krishna consciousness they feel lot of bitterness बहुत ज़्यादा होता है. तो उनको लगता है कि ये क्या है. Yeah, that's why they think that working in outside life, material life is giving you more juice, and coming here is simply waste of time, because his disease is very severe. जब डिजीज ज़्यादा सीवियर है तो फिर उसके लिए मेडिसिन लेना बहुत जरूरी है. मीन्स ही मस्ट गो टू गुरु फर्स्ट, otherwise what, he will not able to understand what is my disease, what is my medicine, and how I should take it. पता ही नहीं लगेगा. That's why तस्मात् गुरु प्रपद्येत जिज्ञासु श्रेय उत्तमम तद विज्ञानार्थम स गुरु एव अभिगच्छेत. अभिगच्छेत means you must go to guru. Why? Because in beginning every one of us has a severe disease of avidya, this avidya of forgetfulness of Krishna. It's severe disease, and because we forget Krishna, naturally because of being Atma we have an enjoying tendency, anandamayo bhyasat, we will go towards Maya. None of us can spare ourselves. We must go to Maya. And if we don't take to Krishna, we must go to Maya, because Krishna bhuliya jeev bhogavancha kare. One who forgets Krishna, he desires bhogavancha. Means he has a bhogavancha. And then nikatastha, nearby Maya रहती वहीं पे. निकटस्थ माया तारे झपटिया धरे. Maya will show a lot of allurements and temptations, everything will come, and then the Jivatma who has forgotten Krishna, he immediately becomes captured by those allurement temptation of Maya. So there is no third thing, only two things: either become attracted towards Krishna or become attracted towards Maya. So this person is not coming, it means, and that's why, because of our education is third class education in modern times, there is no stress on the process of curing the disease. Only stress is to increase materialism more and more and enjoy our senses more and more. That is to aggravate the disease, not to cure the disease. So where is the process to which is, or where is the education which is telling you go and surrender to Guru, and then he will tell go to temple regularly? There is no process, there is no education. तो वो क्या करेगा? वो ऐसी बीमारी में मर जाएगा. He will die and become dog next life. So this is a problem. So Prabhupada is saying it's correct, spiritual life is not very tasty. In the beginning it is not tasty. But therefore children, they are fed medicine by mothers, because mother knows he has severe disease and so I have to feed him medicine. Even though he may not like, he or she, then they mix with some laddu or some sweet item by which the medicine is put inside. In a similar way, guru is required when those were grown up people. Generally, gurus are taken in the beginning only. You come to Varnashram Gurukul system. But anyway, the guru is required to give direction to our intelligence that now, okay, bahut ho gaya. Now you should make kubuddhi se subuddhi banna. Kubuddhi means dirty intelligence. We have to make it spiritual intelligence. By hearing from Gurudev, okay, now I have to follow this thing, now I have to do this thing, now I have to do that thing. So because the people who are very rich people, who are very puffed up, materially puffed up people, they think that what these saintly people, what क्या मंदिर में बैठ के जपते रहते हैं, या ये लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, they are pauper people, कुछ पैसा वैसा है नहीं इनके पास, and we are enjoying women, we are enjoying luxuries, we are enjoying opulences, and so much nice facilities of the nature. What is less in our life? Like one person was a donor. I requested him, please help me to get one place so that we can start doing Krishna Katha in a congregation. So this person, he started. So I was thinking that he was a good person. He has a faith in Krishna and he will help me. So then he brought a news that Prabhuji, that person, he does not want to give because he does not want to give for religious things. So I said, actually nowadays people are rich, or any time the philosophy is very clear. People become rich because of piety, not because of hard endeavor. Hard endeavor can be one aspect, but because we have done piety in previous life. Otherwise मजदूर भी काम कर रहा है इतना मैन, वो उसे क्यों नहीं मिलता है बड़ा जॉब? क्योंकि उसका पाइटी नहीं है पिछले जीवन का. So now this person has got he is the owner of certain place, and I'm asking, so he has done some piety previous life, but because of wrong education done in this life, he does not understand that we should allow people to speak Krishna Katha, and so that we will get piety, because my property, my resource is getting used for Krishna Seva. But this foolish person is saying, no, we don't allow. And then what happens? Next life gone. So when this person heard to donor, so then he became upset. Bola Prabhuji kya bol rahe? Because he was also a rich person. So he was simply sentimentally connected, but he did not connect properly through philosophy of Krishna consciousness. So this is very important. People, they show some fervor of devotion, they come sometime and then they go away because their philosophy is not, because they have not surrendered. They have to go to some spiritual master. They have to accept some process of spiritual life, especially some process means the right process of spiritual life. That yes, I have to chant. Yes, I have to offer something to the Lord. Yes, I have to read Bhagavad Gita. तब जाके धीरे धीरे under the guidance they will become mature. That is what Prabhupada is mentioning. Naturally, it is a sugar candy. The science, however, is compared to the disease called jaundice, which is caused by bilious secretion, attacked by the jaundice. The tongue of a diseased person cannot palatably relish. And somebody asked Prabhupada, I am chanting from 1 year. Why I am not feeling taste in holy name? Prabhupada said, keep chanting. Prabhupada will not say, okay, now I will make you taste how. Because taste will not come unless avidya goes away. Avidya has to go away. Means one has to become liberated first. Then only taste will come. Liberate हो गया तो टेस्ट आएगा. उससे पहले टेस्ट केवल आभास हो सकता है, बट टेस्ट वास्तव में नहीं आ पाएगा क्योंकि डिजीज अभी भी है. तो वन कैनॉट टेस्ट द sugar candy until he has jaundice. So sugar candy. So what is the sugar candy for materialist people? Suta mita ramani समाजे. अच्छे बच्चे हैं, अच्छे पत्नी, और मित मीन्स अच्छे फ्रेंड्स, और अच्छा एकदम संसार. ये है किसका? Prabhupada says, this is one of the poets sings in Bengali, Suta mita ramani समाजे. They think that this is a happiness. And the Prahlad Maharaj, what he says? In Maithunadi grihame sukham hitucham. So he says this verse, and then So this is the sugar candy for materialist people. They think that this is what sugar candy, what chanting or spiritual life is sugar candy. That is not sugar candy. What is sugar candy? This is enjoyment of sex life is sugar candy. Very nice. So but it is mentioned here, one has to become dhira. Visaheta dhira. Even though it appears enjoyable in a conditioned state, in a disease state, correct? It's there. But then what one has to do? One has to become dhira. Dhira means what? He attains knowledge from scriptures that this pleasure, even though it's a pleasure in beginning, but poison in end, it will become poison tomorrow. Right now pleasure दिख रहा है, कल को poison होगा. So through Shastra, through experience, through hearing from Guru, and by reading scriptures, then he understand here that it is problemsome. ये जो pleasure है ये केवल illusory है, it's like a shadow, it's an imitation, it's not the reality. It's not a reality. So this is what the process of getting out of the sugar candy of material life. Sugar candy of material life नहीं enjoy करना है. So Prabhupada say materialistic think that sexual indulgence is the greatest happiness in material world, and therefore they make elaborate plan to satisfy their senses, especially the genitals. This is generally found everywhere, especially found in Western world, where there are regular arrangements to satisfy sex life in different ways. Actually, however, this has not made anyone happy. Even the hippies who have given up the materialistic comfort of their fathers and grandfathers cannot give up the sensational happiness of sex life. Such persons are described as the kripanas, misers. They are not dhira, they are not brahmanas, they are kripanas. The human form of life is a great asset. For in this life one can fulfill the goal of existence. Unfortunately, however, because of lack of education, see what is mentioned, because of lack of education and culture, people are victimized by the false happiness of sex life. Education नहीं, पढ़ाया नहीं. Prahlad Maharaj therefore advises one not to be misled by civilization of sense gratification, and especially not by the sex life. Rather, one should be sober, avoid sense gratification, and be Krishna conscious. That is why when Prabhupada says four regulative principles, basically there are immoral enjoyments are there, and there is a spiritual enjoyment. The immoral enjoyment has to be curtailed because that gives higher taste in material life. Yes, why materialistic are very much see in material life? If you live material life properly, there is no enjoyment because one has to become sober. That is the proper material enjoyment. Means regulation में ज़्यादा कुछ enjoyment नहीं होता है. When you regulate your life, yuktahara viharas, you see those who are regulated, they must come to satguna. Then only they can be regulated. Means in a regulation, you have to be in knowledge. Then only you can regulate life. It means if somebody lives material life minimal material life, regulated life, then there is not much enjoyment. That enjoyment is sattvic enjoyment. Yes, that's why Ajamila, he was a Brahmana and he had a Brahmanical wife, Brahmani. But when he was polluted, his mind got polluted by seeing the prostitute, then he even said his wife, go away from here. Now I will call prostitute as my wife. So he was not happy with his sattvic wife. He wanted to call passionate wife. So like that. So why this happened? Because he became not sober. So he became unregulated in life. He became sinful. So those who want to really enjoy sinful life, basically, therefore, in the 11th canto says that avida, this amisa, madhya sevana. So these kind of four, like amisa means meat khana, madhya, vaya, avida, amisa, madhya sevana. Madhya means daru pina, amisa means meat khana, vaya means sex life. So these are the natural tendency of all living entities. But this is immoral actually. If somebody wants to enjoy in the other than the regulated life, they are also provided in the regulated life. But if wants to break the regulations and then go down, so then that is immoral. So that is what here he says. Rather, one should become sober and avoid sense gratification and be Krishna conscious. The lusty person who is compared to the foolish miser never gets happiness by sense gratification. The influence of material life is very difficult to surpass. But mameva prapadyante maya metam tarintadev. If one voluntarily submits to the lotus feet, means same thing. Submitting to Krishna or representative of Krishna means Guru. Once he voluntarily, chalo, abhi ho gaya. अभी सरेंडर, अभी थोड़ा सबमिट करके अभी विल हियर उपदेश and will follow that upadesh. And when he start doing that, then later he becomes totally this material pleasure becomes distasteful. And at this stage, while Yamunacharya is saying why he is relishing टुंडे टांडवनी, वो रिलीज कर रहे हैं होली नेम को, तब ये उनको ये क्या लग रहा है, मटेरियल कैंडी, शुगर कैंडी, अब उनको बिटर लग रहा है. पहले शुगर कैंडी मटेरियल वाला टेस्टी लग रहा था, रोचिका. अभी क्या लग रहा है, वो ना रोचिका, अभी स्पिरिचुअल वाला शुगर कैंडी. व्हाट इज दैट? यद अवधि मम चेतः कृष्ण पदारविंदे नव नव रस धामन्युद्यंतुम रंतुमासीत. नए नए उत्तेजना कृष्ण को सेवा करने का, नए नए विचार कृष्ण को कैसे प्रेम करने का, या उनके सेवा में और कैसे आगे बढ़ने का. तो उस तरीके से उस रस को वो एंजॉय कर रहे हैं. दैट टाइम द हाईएस्ट एंजॉयमेंट इज तद अवधि बत नारी संगम स्मर्यमाने भवती मुख विकार शिष्टु निष्ठिवनम च. दैट टाइम ही कैन स्पिट अवे. So he is relishing the highest sugar candy, super spiritual sugar candy. So therefore he can give up. So we saw that what is a material sugar candy and what is spiritual sugar candy. Okay. Despite this disease, if with great attention and care one takes to Krishna conscious, chanting the holy name and hearing the Krishna transcendental pastime, his ignorance will be destroyed and his tongue enabled to taste the sweetness of the transcendental nature of Krishna and his paraphernalia. Such a recovery of spiritual health is possible by regular, not occasional. What is mentioned? Regular cultivation, not occasional, but regular, because it is a course and not a entertainment. Krishna consciousness is not entertainment, it's a course. Course, guru के पास आ गए तो अब course देगा ना guru. He will give the course now. Now this is Bhakti Shastri course going on. It's not entertainment. Someday come, someday don't come. Then you will not get certificate. It's a course. Means a regular cultivation. Regular cultivation. It's not entertainment. Some people. Therefore, though even some comes to Krishna sometimes, they are also elevated, but they are not calculated in the or counted in the following process. No, they are not counted in the bhajan kriya. No, they are beginners. Some tomorrow, someday later, they will come to the right path. Okay. Now who can read? Yes. Yes, Prasanna Gopal Prabhuji, you please read. When a man. ठीक है, आपको हो रहा है क्या? ओके. और कौन है? माधव हरिनाम प्रभु, पढ़िए.
Hare Krishna.
हाँ. When a
man in the material world takes more interest in the materialistic way of life than in Krishna consciousness, he is considered to be in a diseased condition. The normal condition is to remain an eternal servant of the Lord. Jivera Swarupahai Krishnera Nitya Das. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 20.108. This healthy condition is lost when the living entity forgets Krishna due to being attracted by external features of Krishna's Maya energy. This world of Maya is called Durasraya, which means false or bad shelter. One who puts his faith in Durasraya becomes a candidate for hoping against hope. In the material world, everyone is trying to become happy, and although their material attempts are baffled in every way due to their nescience, they cannot understand their mistakes. People try to rectify one mistake by making another mistake. This is the way of the struggle for existence in the material world. If one in this condition is advised to take to Krishna consciousness and be happy, he does not.
Hmm. Accept such instructions. Hmm. See, Prabhupada clearly writes here, when a man is material world becomes more interested in materialistic life means he's a diseased person. So Prabhupada gives in one lecture he was saying, like anguli, this is a anguli, finger. हाँ? Finger, okay, finger, चलो कान में घुस जाओ. Hmm. A finger is not able to go inside ears or eyes or somewhere. It means finger is diseased. Prabhupada says it's a diseased. Means not able to follow the instruction. So finger is the part of the body. Now the finger should satisfy or serve the whole body. Correct? If the finger is not able to serve the whole body, it is diseased. It is diseased. So here it is mentioned, Jivera Sarupa Krishna Nityadas. So this is our natural tendency, constitutional position, that we have to serve the whole Krishna. Whole is Krishna. But we have forgotten our relationship with him, and so what is becoming more attracted? Materialistic way of life is becoming more. It means we are diseased. So rather than serving Krishna, serving matter has become our attraction. So this should not be this. So this is a Prabhupada is mentioning how we are diseased first. So one can check, means materialistic way of life should not become much attractive than Krishna conscious life. What is the proof? Proof is we sacrifice bhakti for our materialistic goals. For a small time, okay, it can be, because balance does not mean all the time एक ही direction. Balance, some for a small time it's okay. Sometimes we have to take, like in offices those who are working, sometimes late night has happened, sometimes we have to go to foreign world. So we cannot ऐसे नहीं कि एक बार तुरंत जॉब छोड़ दो, ऐसे नहीं. We have to tolerate that also. But when we plan for giving up Krishna consciousness and then going away because some materialistic propaganda is appearing very appealing, very nice, so then that is not good. So therefore devotee should live near association, in the society where other devotees are there. They should live at that place. They should not go to the remote place and start practicing bhakti. When Srila Prabhupada had opened League of Devotees in Jhansi, his godbrother said, our Guru Maharaj had given instruction, we should not practice bhakti separately. Don't go to very far place, start practicing bhakti. वहाँ पे कुछ भक्ति नहीं होता, फिर हमारा उठना ही बंद हो जाता है. So therefore bhakti should be practiced in association of devotees. So one should remain near to the society where, means near temple, near society of devotees, one should remain there. Otherwise, I said beginning, Maya and Krishna, only two things are there. One will think, okay, I will go away from Krishna, but I will handle my bhakti. Not possible. One will be again dragged by Maya. So this is an important thing. So Jivara Sarupa Krishna, this is our like Mahavakya for all of us. Means this is what is our constitutional position. Kaun hai hum? What is our dharma? Okay. The world of Maya is called Durasraya, false shelter. So Rabindra Sarup Prabhu, he says that there is a history of universal defeat, but it has not dampened the hope of imminent victory. Imminent victory. Everybody is hoping against hope that I will win. But there is a history of universal defeat. So many people have come and they have got defeated. One-sided attempt to become successful is not recommended. Means if some only focuses on material life, material well-being, material advancement, so he cannot be successful. One-sided attempt will not be successful. One has to do material advancement, okay, no issue. One has to also keep well-being of material, okay, not an issue. But it has to be with a spiritual goal. With a spiritual goal. There are devotees who are very rich. There are devotees who are very nice singers, very good working, very well looking, and so many talents. But goal is spiritual. One Prabhupada writes in Ishopanishad, we had read earlier, that Hiranyakashipu wanted to make singular attempt, one-sided attempt, that I will conquer the whole world and I will become Malik, and I am already have become immortal by uh, adjusting my boons in certain way that nobody can kill. So therefore, this is not the way. People thought that they will always be victorious, and they will always enjoy in this world, but no. History of universal defeat. So many examples can be spoken. Prabhupada asked Amrish Prabhu, where is your grandfather? Henry Ford. किधर गए? किधर गए? मर गए. Then where is the Mughal dynasty? Where is the British Empire? किधर गया? खत्म. सब खत्म. Like that we can count many names. Okay, good names also went, bad name also went. But good name followed the path of dharma, and bad name followed the path of adharma. So good name, anyone, either good or bad, nobody will remain in this world. The good has to transport himself from this world to spiritual world, and bad will remain here only. सड़ता रहेगा वो बार बार पुनरपि जननम रहेगा इधर, लेकिन अलग अलग लाइफ में अलग अलग शरीर बदलेगा. So this is a bridge, this is not a home. So we need hope, but not false hope. All focus should not be to find material happiness, but keep material life minimum and focus on spiritual happiness. Material life is a shadow, spiritual life is light. Shadow is not the truth. Shadow is basically a reflection of the truth. This world is a reflection of the truth. It is not true world. True in the sense, whatever it is ना उससे ज़्यादा कुछ देने नहीं वाला है. जो भी है उससे ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं देगा ये. But our expectation is of a spiritual world, and we are living in material world. That is the problem. We want permanent happiness, but we want to live in temporary world. So, but this world we should not compare. We should not expect that this will give the same pleasure of a spiritual world. No, it's a shadow. Shadow cannot give experience of light. Light is somewhere else. Shadow can give little bit experience because it is coming from light. Light से ही आ रहा है ना shadow. So therefore some experience can be felt. But because everything is coming from absolute truth. सर्व खलो इदो ब्रह्मन. सब कुछ ब्रह्मन है. लेकिन ये जो ब्रह्मन है मटीरियल लाइफ वाला ब्रह्मन ये है, ये सेपरेटेड एनर्जी है भगवान का. Like hearing from Prabhupada directly and hearing the tape of Prabhupada. The tape of Prabhupada is a separated energy, and hearing from Prabhupada is a different experience. Yes. So it is in a spiritual sense we are discussing here. A spiritual example, okay, it's absolute everywhere, but in a crude example we can say in this way. So material energy is separated energy, because separated means you cannot perceive Krishna in material world directly. You cannot perceive Krishna. Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina matisthani sarva bhutani nachaham tesvavasthita. I am not there in the material world. I am in avyakta rupa. Avyakta rupa. If you want to experience my vyakta rupa, come to spiritual world, where I directly reciprocate with you. So this material world, so we cannot fake with our existence. We have to be sincere. Means, okay, we are faking. Many times we fake. Okay, we fake happiness. Somebody asks, okay, how are you? I'm fine. हम बोलते रहते हैं ना कई बार. हम कहीं भी सुखी नहीं है, बट हर जगह बोलना पड़ता है. तो we are faking. So, but we cannot fake our existence. मतलब whole life we cannot fake for this. Correct? एक ही चीज के लिए जो कि सही नहीं है तो उसके लिए हम फेक नहीं कर सकते. तो वी हैव टू बी सिंसियर. वी हैव टू फाइंड द ट्रूथ. वी हैव टू फाइंड द हैप्पीनेस. So two types of guru. Basically, Prahlad Maharaj, he rejected his seminal guru. Sukracharya, two sons. Who were they? Sanda and Amar. So Sanda and Amar, both were rejected by Prahlad Maharaj. Rejected in the sense he did not accept their teaching. He respected them but did not accept their teaching. The seminal guru, Prahlad Maharaj, did not recognize the seminal spiritual master. Such spiritual masters are not at all interested in Vishnu. What is mentioned here? Durasaya. So we are discussing that one. So first we discussed that Durasraya, Dura Ashraya means the wrong, false shelter. Who takes false shelter? Who are very much attached in the material world, first thing. And they don't have any knowledge about the spiritual world. Poor fund of knowledge. And then they think that there is nothing existing except material world. कुछ है ही नहीं. मरने के बाद भी और मरने से पहले भी यही है सब कुछ. ये फैमिली, ये लोग, यही है सब कुछ, ये बिजनेस, यही है सब कुछ, यही रहेगा मेरे साथ, ऐसा उनका भ्रम रहता है. So that's why they live one-sided life. And one-sided life in what we'll see ahead is a life of misery. It's a frustration because you are dependent on temporary. Therefore, it becomes like that. So Prahlad Maharaj rejected the seminal guru because the seminal guru, they are hopeful of material success. We find like हमारे families में भी गुरु रहते हैं ना, हमारे पंडित रहते हैं गुरु, ये ब्राह्मण आते हैं हमको कुछ तो. But these brahmanas, why Prahlad Maharaj was not very much appreciative of them? Because they are having hopes for material success. Sometime when we go for value education distributing Bhagavad Gita, so the teachers, they say to us, sir, बच्चों को सिखाओ, tell to these children that they should respect teachers. Then I remember this thing. What teachers? This is which teacher? ठीक है. Therefore, now indeed they are the hopeful of material success. Especially nowadays, the values have gone very much down, and according to the age of prediction in this age of Kali, this will go more and more down. Yes. So what is going to save is Krishna consciousness, means spiritual life. The religious life will not be very strong in this Kali Yuga. Religious life will always flickering, hilta rahega. Spiritual life, and how it is different from religious life. Religious life means there are rituals, and there is not much, or basically not much higher truths to be known. Only truth of this world, how to live happy in this way, just do good, be good, अच्छे काम करो, सच बोलो. So then people are not in mode of goodness right now. They are not also born through proper garbhadhan. They are not proper children. So these values words, they cannot touch them much. वो टच नहीं करता है. Like if somebody is born in a proper way and the society is Satuguna society, so whatever somebody speaks, then his heart touches, हाँ अच्छा बोल रहे हैं, करना चाहिए मुझे, because his heart is resonating with those words, because he's a divine soul. But because the soul is only not divine, the soul is born with all coverings of Maya. He's a Varna Shankar. And then when he's born, if somebody teaches values, then he says, why I should follow? I don't worry about all these things. Deva Prabhupada mentioned in the first chapter of Gita, the Varna Shankar cannot make any peace around the world. And why there is no peace? Because these people are the prevailing people. Everywhere they are there. And they are becoming government leaders and good post. They are basically misleaders. So here what he says, like Sukracharya is mentioned here. The Sukracharya himself, Sukra Acharya, means he is a seminal guru. So Prahlad Maharaj rejected them because Bahir Arthamanina, because they think that material success is important, and so for that we should give education. गुरुकुल मतलब material success के लिए education मिलना चाहिए. ये कौन थे? शुक्राचार्य के चेले. All these were chele of Sukracharya. So our modern society also Sukracharya chele. So okay, then some again material success is not rejected if it should not be exclusive material success. It should be combined with spiritual success. So material success should support spiritual success. It's not that spiritual success should support material success. No, ahead should be spiritual, behind should be material. So that the ultimately whatever person does यहाँ से निकल ही जाएगा at least. क्यों? क्योंकि उसने spiritual को आगे रखा है. तो ये this is the right civilization actually. The guru or teachers who are simply interested in material world are described in this verse as andha yathande rupagiyamana. What we used to hear ना, अंधा ही कौन है प्रभु जी? ये politicians है क्या? अरे जो गुरु लोग वो भी अंधे में ही आ रहे हैं. Such blind men may lead many other blind followers without true knowledge of material condition, but they are not accepted by the devotees like Prahlad Maharaj. Such blind teachers, being interested in external material world, are always bound by strong ropes of material nature. Because these gurus are also trying to enjoy material life, hope against hope, hope against hope. So they are also instructing the same thing to their juniors or their dependents. You can also enjoy like I am doing, do it. Possible. Hope against hope. And what is a Srotiya Guru? one who has heard or received the perfect knowledge through parampara. So this guru is respected because he is not making any attempt to do one-sided growth, or he is not simply instructing the disciple that you should only do spiritual material or only do spiritual. He's balancing. Balance is important, so he's balancing both. This is the right education. The education should support both material establishment, material uh, stability, and spiritual growth. So like that. So yes, so this world is called Maya, means false birth center. Now one who puts faith in this hope against hope. So now Prabhupada again writes here, the Vedic civilization is meant to relieve one from the unwanted material miseries. But the person bound by the laws of nature do not know the destination of life. As described in previous verse, Isa Tantrayam Urudamni Baddha, they are conditioned by three strong modes of material nature. The education that keeps the conditioned soul bound life after life is called materialistic education. What is materialistic education? जिससे व्यक्ति जन्म लेता है, उसका जन्म खत्म नहीं होता है. मतलब आजकल का एजुकेशन मटेरियलिस्टिक ही है, सिंपल materialistic education. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur has explained the materialistic education expands the influence of Maya. What will happen? Influence of Maya. Now that's why there are so many malls increasing, cinema theater increasing. Now you go to any society, new society, what they are making in society? Big, posh, luxurious, everything. Eh? And there is no facility for Krishna Katha. There is no facility for spiritual functions. Only facility for some गप सप मारो, थोड़ा नाच गाना करो, कुछ एंटरटेनमेंट करो, यही सब का फैसिलिटी दिया जा रहा है आजकल. सोसाइटी बना रहे हैं तो लोग. क्यों? Because of materialistic education. Everybody is now getting trained through materialistic education. No spiritual education. नहीं हो रहा है वो. Such an education induces the conditioned soul to increasingly become attracted to materialistic life. बहिरर्थ मानिना, बहिरर्थ को मानना, and to stray further and further away from liberation from unwanted misery. तो जो बीमारी है उसको और बढ़ा रहा है, वो खत्म नहीं कर रहा है. One may ask why highly educated people don't take to Krishna consciousness. The reason is explained in this verse. Unless one takes shelter of bona fide, fully Krishna conscious spiritual master, there is no chance of understanding Krishna. The educators, scholars, big political leaders worshipped by the millions of people cannot understand the goal of life and take to Krishna consciousness, for they have not accepted a bona fide spiritual master and the Vedas. वही चीज बात अगेन डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. जब तक वो किसी गुरु को नहीं एक्सेप्ट करेंगे, and now that they have to do by their own discrimination that I need guru, and from where this need will come? Through education. The education and culture should teach them that yes, you should accept some guru, spiritual guru. When they are taught like this, they will keep in mind, and tomorrow when they meet bona fide guru, and they will accept. But why they are not accepting? They are trained in material education. This is a problem. So our biggest enemy is material education, because till the time this education will go, the people's mentality will not change, neither will find a good leader tomorrow in the world. Even though we anyway we are balancing, ज़्यादा तोड़ फोड़ नहीं कर रहे हम, because we are sadhu people, but we should understand this is increasing the influence of Maya. बहिरर्थमानिना. Material education जब तक ये रहेगा, अभी खास करके technological education too much disturbing. Okay, now in the material world, everyone is trying to become happy, although there is material attempts are baffled in every way due to their science. They cannot understand the mistake. People try to rectify. Now people try to rectify one mistake by doing another mistake. What example can any one of you give? कोई example बताओ. We are trying to rectify one mistake by doing another mistake. Any example you remember?
Suppose someone is frustrated, then he will take for drugs or something like that.
He is frustrated and he will take part what?
Drugs or go for in some wrong way.
Drugs. Very nice. Drugs. So frustrated now, drugs. Yes, very correct. One mistake, another mistake. Yes, Yamuna will ask you.
Prabhuji, the problem in the America long back, the problem was they used to use horse carriage for transport, and the problem was dung of the horse was all over the roads. Then they thought, okay, now we have cars, automobiles. So it started giving to the problem of pollution and now we are getting into electric cars. And again, there is a problem of battery, like to produce those batteries, you need a lot of resources, lithium and other natural resources. So that is causing another problem. So one mistake is leading to another mistakes.
Yes, very nice example. So horse carriage became motor car. Motor car runs on petroleum. Now it has become electric car. Tomorrow it will become I don't know what. Air car. हवा में उड़ेंगे ये लोग, हवा भर के चलाएंगे, या पानी कार, पानी से भी चलाएंगे, देखते हैं आगे. So अभी what is written here, in material world everyone is trying to become happy although their attempts are baffled, but due to their nescience they cannot understand. Now this nescience has to be cleared. तो इसके लिए कोई प्रयास नहीं कर रहा है, इसलिए ये मिस्टेक के बाद मिस्टेक कर रहे हैं, because they are in ignorance, and so they don't have a knowledge that material life cannot be improved much. It is going to be like that. So let us simply try to remain simple. Material life को simple करो, spiritual life में growth करो. तो इनका वो, therefore they don't have goal like that, and they are thinking material life is everything. Whatever enjoyment we have to do here only. So they are madly after material progress, mad है उसके प्रति, प्रमत्ता, एकदम प्रमत्त हो चुके हैं. And so they are doing mistakes after mistakes, and that mistake is understood as a advancement in material civilization. Oh, we have now got electric car, second advancement. दूसरा, पहले जिसने पेट्रोलियम खोजा, ठीक, अच्छी बात है, अभी हम कार खोज रहे हैं उसका, तो ये क्या और एडवांसमेंट हो गया. But this is what struggle for existence in material world. This is how they are struggling with their mind and senses. They are not going to be in peace anytime, because why? Senses are not controlled, they are not dhira, and material life cannot make you happy. So you are not getting any objective fulfilled. So how can one be happy? The happiness comes through one's situation in one's own real position. Krishner Nityadas. But they are not situated. They are simply passing away time. Prodigal sons story, I think इसमें कम, ठीक है, इसमें. So this is foolishness, pramatta, hope against hope. So there is a one nyaya that is called Bakanando nyaya. What is Bakanando nyaya? A duck. Bull, you know bull. So bull, okay, bull has a testicles. So when this duck sees the testicles of bull, the duck thinks that it is a fish. वो लटका रहता है, तो fish की तरह है. And then this duck start thinking, ये fish कब गिरेगा, मैं इसको खाऊंगा. तो उसको, अब देखो, उसको समझ में नहीं आता है, तो सोचता है कि ये जब गिरेगा तो I will eat the fish. But it is the testicle of the bull. How it will fall? It will never fall. And he is hoping against hope. And therefore he goes behind the bull and bull kicks the duck. और वो duck गिरता है, फिर दोबारा वो पीछे आता है, दोबारा मारता है, दोबारा पीछे जाता है. तो ये प्रभुपाद कंपेयर करते, this is what दुराश्रया, hoping against the hope. It will never come. Material life will never give us permanent happiness because of so many reasons. It is a shadow. It is not the spiritual thing. Prabhupada also quotes the Balasya Neha Sharanam Pitaro Narsimha. This is a one important thing. Okay, somebody can say, but Prabhuji, so much success we have got. What about it? All success, now it is mentioned here. Tavad Bibhot Anubitam Tadupekshitanam. This success is given by Lord. This material world cannot run without the interference of spirit. Spirit is interfering in this material world. Lord, He did not want us to give that, but because we are so stubborn, we don't want to know Him. So Lord give, okay, chal le. Motor car, successful, tathastu. Electric car, successful, tathastu. Who is tathastu? Not because of our endeavor. Endeavor is one thing, but he is sanctioned by Him. Therefore it's mentioned, one cannot save one child, even though he is a father or mother, unless sanctioned by Narsimhadev. One cannot become saved by while he is drowning in the ocean by the boat, unless it is favored by Narsimhadev. Many boats have drowned. Many medicines have become failed. Same medicines eaten by somebody got saved, same medicine eaten by somebody died. So who is deciding? So we should understand, we cannot control material life thoroughly. We have to take the sanction. Even to enjoy material life, the sanction has to come from the Lord. How can you omit the Lord? And we are doing durashraya, hoping against the hope. कल को सक्सेस, जैसे एडिसन ने, हम बोलते हैं ना पॉजिटिव थिंकिंग, वी गिव क्लास पॉजिटिव थिंकिंग. एडिसन 9,000 times he failed. And then एक बल्ब जल गया उसका. उसका दिमाग का बत्ती तब जला जब भगवान ने जलाया, तब उसने बाहर की बत्ती जलाई. नहीं तो उसका दिमाग तो पहले से ही जलने ही नहीं वाला था. अरे सी हु कैन से कि 9,000 टाइम्स के बाद, और एटलीस्ट ओके 9,000 और 909, सम पीपल से 900 टाइम्स, ओके 999 9,099 9,099 times he failed. But can anyone say because he practiced 9,099 the 10,000 one was the result? No, who gave the result? Paramatma gave the result. So material life is again not independent. It is also dependent upon the will of the Lord. That's why people get success and they get failure even though they do the same act. It means one cannot omit the presence of the Lord. That is what is mentioned here. The Durasarya means only taking material shelter, thinking that by my endeavor I will be successful and someday I will be so much happy. This is simply mental. This is not factual. Through parental care, okay, this is the same thing given. No one can help, including parents. Ultimately, the shelter is the Lord. One who takes shelter of the Lord is protected. Ante pratijanahi name bhaktya pranashyati. So even somebody wants to enjoy material life, he has to take shelter of the Lord. Lord has to sanction. And Lord sanctions how much? Lord sanctions to purify us. Yes? So that's why it is mentioned, you cannot enjoy material life thoroughly because it's not there. It will not be allowed only. वो अलाउड करेंगे नहीं भगवान, चाहे भक्त हो चाहे अभक्त हो. भगवान उसको प्यूरिफाई करेंगे और स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ के लिए उसे गाइड करेंगे बिकॉज वर्ल्ड इज मेड विद दैट पर्पस. दिस वर्ल्ड इज अ दुखालयम अशाश्वतम. And because it's a matter, it cannot be again continued as like a spiritual thing. So this we read, yes. If one is advised to take to bhakti and be happy, he does not accept such instruction. Why? हमने पढ़ लिया. क्यों? क्योंकि he is not having any education. उसको एजुकेशन ही नहीं है कि क्या सही है क्या गलत है. लोग आजकल लोग बहुत प्राइड में चले जाते हैं. कुछ थोड़ा हैवी बोल दो तो अरे ऐसा बोल दिया. क्योंकि एजुकेशन नहीं है उनको कि हमको सुनना चाहिए, हमको वी हैव टू बिकम हम्बल एंड एक्सेप्ट द थिंग. वो एजुकेशन नहीं है. तो पीपल आर टू मच पफ्ड ऑफ विद देयर मनी, विद देयर लग्जरीज, ऑपुलेंसेस. ओके, अरुणा पाल माता जी पढ़िए.
I'm in temple, so I have a noise.
ठीक है. ठीक है. भक्ति लता माता, भक्ति क्या नाम है, भक्ति लीला माता जी पढ़िए.
Yes, sir. This Krishna consciousness movement is being spread all over the world just to remedy this gross ignorance. People in general are misled by blind leaders. The leaders of human society, the politician, philosopher, and scientists are blind because they are not Krishna conscious. According to Bhagavad Gita, because they are bereft of all factual knowledge due to their atheistic way of life, they are actually sinful rascal and are the lowest among men. Namama dushkirtano mudha prapadyante naradama mayaya aparata jnana asuram bhavashritam. Those miscreant who are grossly foolish, lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion and who partake of the atheistic nature of demon, do not surrender unto me. Bhagavad Gita 7.15. Should I read, Prabhuji, next?
Yes.
Such people never surrender to Krishna and they oppose the endeavor of those who wish to take Krishna's shelter. When such a atheistic become leader of society, the entire atmosphere is surcharged with nescience. In such a condition, people do not become very enthusiastic to receive this Krishna consciousness movement. Just as a diseased person suffering from jaundice does not relish the taste of sugar candy. However, one must know that for jaundice, sugar candy is the only specific medicine. Similarly, in the present confused state of humanity, the Krishna consciousness, the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, is the only remedy for setting the world all right. Although Krishna consciousness may not be very palatable for a deceased person, Srila Rupa Goswami nonetheless advised that if one wants to be cured of the material disease, he must take it he must take to it with great care and attention. One begin his treatment by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, because by chanting this holy name of the Lord, a person in the material condition will be relieved from all misconception. Cheto Darpana Marjanam, avidya, a misconception about one's spiritual identity, provide the foundation for ahankara, or the false ego within the heart.
Okay. So individually, person may not feel in beginning lot of taste in bhakti, but there is another problem when the people are not taught in Krishna consciousness from good education, they become leader. Then they mislead others also. ठीक है, मेरे को टेस्ट नहीं आ रहा क्योंकि वो तो प्रोसेस में ही नहीं है, प्रोसेस में पहले टेस्ट आता नहीं है, बट मेरे को सही एजुकेशन गुरु ने दिया है तो मैं आई विल टॉलरेट एंड चैंट होली नेम. But when such becomes the leader, like misleaders, they become leaders, so then they will tell this is useless. How can you believe that there is a God in the stone? भगवान पत्थर में कब से आ गया? ये भगवान तो संसार में आता ही नहीं है. Muslims, they say, Muslim, according to Muslim philosophy, God cannot come to this world. And according to British, how can you worship stone? स्टोन में कोई गॉड थोड़ी, सुपरस्टिशन है, अंधविश्वास है. एंड दोज हु आर व्हाट यू कॉल पोली वर्शिपर्स, बहुत ज़्यादा गॉड्स को, वो तो सब भगवान एक ही है. ये भी है, वो भी, सब भगवान. और मायावादी, व्हाट इज देयर कंडीशन? दे हैव गॉट एटलीस्ट टू रीच टू द ब्रह्मन, बट देन दे आर सेइंग ब्रह्मन इज आल्सो माया. Means the Brahman comes here in this world, takes the form of Maya and does all the Leela in Maya. तो वो तो और बुद्धू हो गया. So you find it out who is the proper leader actually. Even though somebody comes to the religion, he is also deluded. What to speak of not coming to religion? See, in sense gratification already सड़ रहा है, मर रहा है, religion में भी आके वो delude हो रहा है. So how much important is education? How much important? And education will only be facilitated by Brahmana and Kshatriyas. Money will be given by Vaishyas, but unless right Brahmana and Kshatriya, means who makes the system, law and order, that everybody should be going through this education system, so that you will be peaceful and you will keep my kingdom peaceful. So he will choose the right leaders as the politicians, philosophers, scientists. He will choose. He will decide because his education system is so perfect. So because of lack of all such things, the Sudras, they have taken to the post of politicians, and Brahmanas with or Brahminical mindset with not much suchi, cleanliness, and not much connection with God, they have become philosopher, scientist. They have good brain, but they are not connected with God. So they are doing they are making atheistic philosophies. Like Shaddarshan, we hear Shaddarshan, Gautama, Vaisheshika, Imposter Kapila. All these were what? They have given their darshana, but the darshan is again means omitting God. The God is not the goal. God can be the middle object. Means okay, take the help of God so that you receive some material gain, but God is not the goal in all these 6 darshan. So yes, Vedanta, living Vedanta, all the 5 darshans are atheistic. Correct. So here it is mentioned, the Prabhupada says they are bereft of factual knowledge and due to their atheistic way. This is also very much important. The children should be taught, adults should also be taught, but children specifically, that they should have a theistic way of life, seeing God in life. So that tomorrow when they become leader, they should not allow Krishna conscious people to come. Nowadays, because so many misleaders are there, we are getting hampered to preach Krishna consciousness. Or people are not taking up Krishna consciousness so quickly because they have lived a atheistic way of life. Namam duskitana moodha prapadyanti naradhama. तो प्रभुपाद जी क्या बोल रहे हैं? यहाँ पे Prabhupada is saying the whole atmosphere is become surcharged with nescience, and people do not become very enthusiastic to receive bhakti, Krishna consciousness. So hippies were confused. Okay, these are the examples how the whole atmosphere was surcharged with nescience. Hippies were confused. So much advancement but confusion. What is the goal of life? At least hippies had, I think hippies had some kind of association with some people. That's why they could come to the understanding अरे सब कुछ बेकार है. Because it only comes, the detachment comes in the heart of some pious people. तो कुछ तो piety उनमें होगा, तभी तो उनको ऐसा feeling हुआ. Hippies were confused. How we do not get permission? Okay, this is done. No gurukulas, only materialistic schools. No agriculture, only industrialization. No simplicity, only artificial complexity. These are the products of modern life. You can see civilization. So, nature of spiritual versus material happiness. We saw that. This is coming in Bhagavad Gita. यत्तद अग्रे विषम इव, आगे से विष दिखता है, परिणामे अमृतोपम, परिणाम अमृत होता है. ये क्या है? तत्सुखम सात्विकम प्रोक्तम. ये सात्विक सुख है. सात्विक सुख मतलब हमेशा क्या होता है? शुरू में जहर, बाद में अमृत. ये सात्विक सुख है. और व्हाट इज राजसिक? विषय इंद्रिया संयोगात यत्तद अग्रे अमृतोपमम, आगे से क्या दिखता है? अमृत दिखता है. परिणाम है विषमिव, बाद में विष बन जाता है. तत्सुखम राजसम स्मृतम. तो नाउ दिस हैज टू बी टॉट कि जो भी चीज जो शुरू में दिखता है वो अंत तक रहेगा कि नहीं पता नहीं. सो ऑल द सेंसुअल प्लेजर, mental pleasure have to be screened with this knowledge that whether this is rajasic or whether it is a sattvic. What is the benefit of doing sattvic? If somebody does sattvic pleasure or somebody makes a civilization in that way, so then people will also take to Krishna consciousness, because they will have sobriety in their life. They will not consider material life all in all, because they will live a regulated life. So there is a just एक चीज दिखाता हूँ मैं. See, this is a material life and spiritual life happiness curve. So in material life what happens in the when body is very youth, तो body में energy रहता है, and naturally body has some feeling of happiness because every organ is working very nicely. So then happiness is in this curve. So happiness goes. As the time passes, the body starts giving so many problems because it's a klesh mandir. So beginning happiness, later problem. Okay. So even body is also made up of rajas kind of thing, because we know that human body is rajas. देवता का body क्या है? सत्व का होता है. Human body is rajas, made up of rajas more. So beginning is happiness, and as our age goes, we start getting misery. Just see material happiness नीचे चला जाता है. Spiritual happiness beginning में नीचे रहता है. शुरू से happiness थोड़ा मिलता है, लेकिन material happiness से कम मिलता है, और एक समय के बाद वो बढ़ना चालू होता है. So this is a spiritual happiness. So that's why it's said कि one has to just wait till this comes, this point. Then this goes down and this goes up. So one has to wait for spiritual happiness to overtake material happiness. अच्छा ओके, एक और चीज दिखा दें. This is and then next. So this is what? So now this is temporary. This is so like senses. We want to enjoy senses, sense object. Okay. So by enjoying sense object, we will enjoy our senses. Correct. So senses, they want to mix with sense objects. What are like eyes? Beautiful. Ear, beautiful song. Nose, smelling, very good smell. Tongue, very tasty food. So now the tasty food is a sense object and sense is tongue. So now the senses have desire to enjoy, or the mind has desire to enjoy, the senses are simply followers of mind. So, but Bhagavad Gita says, Yehi samsparshaja bhoga dukha yona evate. The 5.22 is that. The enjoyment which we get by contact of sense and sense object, which senses are also temporary, sense objects are also temporary, and we have desire to enjoy. So the enjoyment one who gets by this connection of sense and sense object is a dukkha yonaya. It's a yoni, it's a birth, it will give birth to dukkha. Nateshu ramate buddha. So buddha will not enjoy. Buddha means one who is sober, one who is regulated in his life, one who understands the nature of material happiness. He will not enjoy. Now the second, now the spiritual happiness, the soul is eternal, Krishna is internal. Now we have desire to serve. The soul wants to go to Krishna to serve him. So that is spoken in the Bhagavad Gita 6.28. Sukhena Brahma samsparsham. मतलब ब्रह्म को स्पर्श किया तो सुख आया. आत्यंतम सुखम अश्नुते. आत्यंतिक सुख है. Unending happiness, because it's eternal. The soul desiring for happiness is eternal. The object of sense or our enjoyment is also eternal, Krishna. So therefore the desire to serve. Okay, how the sparsha has to be done. Here the spurse is with a desire to enjoy, but here spurse is to desire to serve. So we are doing touching Krishna, or we are going to Krishna with a desire to serve. So then that happiness will be atyanta sukham ashnute. Ye atyantik. Yogino ramante. So yogina ananta ramante means this is again. तो जो योगी होते हैं वो अनंत सुख में रमते हैं. That is what mentioned here. Done. So here, okay, there are some stories. ठीक है, वो देखते हैं. इसमें क्या बोला है? Care and attention. Now we are coming to the chanting of holy name. We have discussed about material society and other things, material happiness. किधर गया? Now we are coming here. So chanting with the great care and attention. So great care and attention in not only in chanting, other activity, like Raghav Pandit was known for worshipping the deities with care and attention. So one time he said his servant, you go and bring some coconut, as it was a regular day service to offer to deity, and his servant brought the coconut from long distance. बहुत 8-10 किलोमीटर से कोकोनट खरीद के लाया. खरीद मतलब तोड़ के लाया. Now when he came and some time was remaining to offer to deity, somehow he touched his hand the ceilings of the temple door, and then he touched the hand to the coconut. When Raghav Pandit saw, he said, because you have touched the ceiling of temple, so many people are walking, so the dust is aroused and dust is going and sticking on the wall, on the roof, and you have touched the hand with the hand, and then you are touching the coconut with that hand. So better you now throw this coconut. This is not fit for offering. हम में से तो कोई कर नहीं सकता ऐसा, है ना? तो this is care and attention. Means care, attention to detail is a sign of love. Is a sign of dedication again. So he's lot of care and attention. So in the similar way in chanting it can be discussed. Now rapt attention in hearing also. This comes in Bhagavatam 1.3.44. So same thing, attention for chanting, attention for hearing, same. So Prabhupada says, the Sut Goswami, he heard from Sukhdev Goswami. How? So it is mentioned with proper attention. So what is that word used? Nivishtha. Nivishtha means the Sut Goswami drank the juice of Bhagavatam through ears. This is a real process of receiving Bhagavatam. One should hear with rapt attention from the real person, and then he can at once realize the presence of Lord Krishna in every page. The secret of knowing Bhagavatam is mentioned here. No one can give rapt attention, one who is not pure in mind, and no one is pure in mind when he is not pure in action. No one can be pure in action if one is not pure in eating, sleeping, fearing and mating. But somehow or other, if someone hears with rapt attention from right person at the very beginning, one can assuredly see Lord Krishna in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. So Prabhupada mentions here that uh, how one can have the rapt attention. And anyway, if one does not have but tries hard to get attention, he can also get success. But in general, what is the process? How one can be pure in mind? One has to become pure in action. Means pure in action means good character. And how one can be pure in action? Our regulation should be there. What is a regulated activity? Eating, sleeping, mating, ये सब regulate करना है properly. Means according to scripture it should be. So by living a regulated life, we get a good character, and then our mind can be pure, and so then we can have attention. So then attention in the holy name also. Therefore, Prabhupada has given the whole process of bhakti, that how we can engage our mind 24 hours in Krishna, so that we can get attention. Okay, Jiva Goswami also says that we should read Srimad Bhagavatam other than chanting. Like chanting we are doing 2 hours. So other part of the time what we should do, we can read Bhagavatam. Why? Because if our mind goes to somewhere else, but if it goes to Bhagavatam, it is at least good. He says that. Okay, my mind may go to some sense gratification. Better than that, because I have read Bhagavatam in the daytime, so that I will remember. So therefore he says, therefore we should surround ourselves with a devotional activity, and that is the definition of Vaidhi Bhakti also. येन केन प्रकारेण मन कृष्ण निवेशयेत. किसी भी तरीके से डिवोशनल एक्टिविटी 64 लिम्स में घुसे रहो. Somehow remain inside 64 limbs, so that we don't go lot of astray from focusing on Krishna. So this is the thing. So one begins his treatment by chanting. So treatment is holy name. Okay. Avidya, misconception. So misconception is this only. The two things. Misconception, avidya. What is this avidya? Let us understand. Avidya means forgetting oneself that I am a Krishnadas. And secondly, when we forget oneself, we don't understand Maya connection with Krishna, and we think Maya is everything, and now I am servant of Maya. By serving Maya, I will be happy. Earlier I was thinking I am Krishnadas, so I will serve Krishna, I will be happy. Now I have forgotten myself as Krishnadas, so now I am Maya Das, and by serving Maya I will be happy. So this is avidya. This is misconception. This misconception about our spiritual identity provides the foundation for ahankara within the heart. Ahankara is flourishing because of this avidya. So this avidya has to be given up. The real disease is in the heart. If the mind is cleansed, however, if consciousness is cleansed, a person cannot be harmed by material disease. To cleanse the mind and heart from all misconception, one should take to the chanting of holy name. So the chanting is the solution here. Again, Srila Prabhupada ji, we have heard many places Srila Prabhupada mentions the chanting is the only 99% of spiritual advancement comes from chanting. Therefore, even other devotional activity, it is said that one should do along with the chanting. Along with the chanting. So, like somebody is cutting sabji. So either one can hear some lecture or one can chant holy name. Casually, no issue. Casually करो, कोई issue नहीं है. मतलब कहीं ना कहीं से one येन केन प्रकार है ना मना कृष्ण निवेश. It means some process should be there. Either we are teaching something, like somebody is doing something and also teaching to somebody. So he's teaching about Krishna. So like that, we should not like somebody कोई झाड़ू मार रहा है. So even we have seen our devotees in our centers, when they do झाड़ू, वो एक lecture वाला सुन के रखते हैं, इधर लगा के रखते हैं, lecture सुनते रहते, झाड़ू मारते रहते हैं. So they are consciously doing the activity. Okay, we have in our kitchen in temple we have rule, if whenever you come in kitchen, put out your bead bags, don't bring your bead bags. Because they know that devotees become transcendental. कि बीड बैग लाएंगे, फिर थोड़ा सा बोलेंगे चलो सब जगह बराबर चल रहा है, अपना हाथ डालेंगे बीड बैग में, जप करना. अरे प्रभु अब जप कर रहे हो, उधर सेवा करना. प्रभु जी आधे घंटे से कोई सेवा नहीं मिला, इसलिए जप करना चालू कर दिया, इसलिए बीड बैग बाहर रखो. So they sometimes managers they fear devotees. Don't bring your bead bags inside. Keep everything out. Seva means seva. Okay, that is also very good. Seva means seva. So वो भी हमें करना है, लेकिन शास्त्र में क्लियरली बताता है कि we should keep ourselves surrounded with a sound vibration, remembrance of Krishna in some way or other. Even doing service is not a material again, but If it only remains service, then it becomes galagraha. Gale pe galagraha. Prabhupada said, if you are not doing Shravanam and Kirtanam and only doing DT Seva, that DT Seva will become galagraha. मेरे गुरु ने ये इतना बड़ा पत्थर मेरे गले में क्यों बांध के चले गए? इसकी सेवा करनी पड़ रही है. Galagraha. When Shravanam and Kirtanam will not happen, the DT will become galagraha. So therefore, Shravanam and Kirtanam is a main nourishment for sadhakas. And other things have to support that nourishment. So there are 3 stages of chanting we discussed earlier. What are those? Offensive stage, that is Namaprad. The stage of lessening offenses, that is Namabhas. And pure stage means that is Suddhanam. When a neophyte takes to chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, he generally commits many offenses. There are 10 basic offenses, and if the devotee avoids them, he can glimpse the next stage, which is situated between offensive and pure chanting. When one attains the pure stage, he is immediately liberated. Actually, Namabhas also becomes liberated in the sense, if somebody dies with a Namabhas, he is a liberated person. But if somebody gets to pure Suddhanam, he is already liberated. While he is living, he is liberated. So this is called Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam. So as soon as one is liberated from blazing fire of material existence, he can relish the taste of his transcendental life. See, Prabhupada clearly mentioned, when can we taste transcendental life and how can we taste transcendental life? So one has to come to the Suddhanam. Then one can taste the Suddhanam को मतलब tasty वो मतलब वही है. Suddhanam मतलब loving holy name, means one is chanting with love. It means he is tasting, then only he can love. So Suddhanam pe we can taste the transcendental life. We can relish the taste of transcendental life at the stage of Suddhanam. Okay, it's not to discourage. It's not that we are going to be when 100%, then only we will become, now I've got 100%, now spiritual life is right. No, we begin with even 1% भी हमारे लाइफ में हैप्पीनेस आता है ना, तो हम कितने खुश हो जाते हैं, है कि नहीं? किसी को मान लो जॉब लग गया तो बहुत खुश हो जाता है, वो 1% भी नहीं है हैप्पीनेस, बट फिर भी खुशी हो जाता है. क्यों? स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ के कंपेरिजन में 1% भी नहीं है, बिकॉज देयर इज नो स्पिरिचुअलिटी इन दैट. बट स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ में थोड़ा हैप्पीनेस मिलता है तो हमको भी लगता है यस रियली इट इज वर्दी. So therefore every day consistently chanting holy name in association of Vaishnava hearing, so that is giving little pleasure, and that pleasure resides in our heart. It starts anandam buddhi bardhanam. ये धीरे धीरे बढ़ता है, धीरे धीरे, भले ग्रेजुअल है लेकिन ये बढ़ता है, ये बढ़ता है. The process is there. Therefore Rupa Goswami is clarifying with us, किंतु आदरात अनुदिनम खलु सैव जुष्टा अनादि स्वाद्वी क्रमाद भवती तदगद मूल हंत्री. वो निकल जाएगा, विश्वास रखो, वो जाएगा, बस कंटिन्यू करो आप. The Krishna conscious movement is specially meant for creating an atmosphere in which people can take to the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. One must begin with the faith. Now here comes the process of Navida, 9 stages of bhakti. One must begin with faith. When this faith is increased by chanting, a person becomes a member of society. Therefore we make members. लाइफ मेंबर क्यों बनाते हैं? उसका फेथ बढ़ गया है. लेकिन आजकल लाइफ मेंबर का वैल्यू कम हो गया है. लाइफ मेंबर कोई बुकिंग करते हैं तो उनको रूम ही नहीं मिलता है. So then they say, why you are making life member? No problem. His faith will more increase. That room is not only for sleeping. We have to come to temple and take darshan. Like one person was telling, Arey, I am life member from so many years. Whenever I call to any ISKCON center, there is no hotel free. कुछ है ही नहीं उनके पास, वैकेंसी मिलता ही नहीं हमको. So Prabhupada has made with a proper system, but जो भी है अभी भीड़ ज़्यादा हो गया है. लाइफ मेंबर से ऊपर वाले भी डोनर्स का भी आ गया अभी. Like donors are giving money, and then on their donations, then in Mayapur also and many other places, the houses or what the flats are made, the residential things. So therefore the flat belongs to the donor first, and then life members is the last priority, then they give. Basically Prabhupada here mentions that one becomes a member of society means he starts helping the propagation of Krishna consciousness. Now I'm a member, Like, you know, what is the definition of member? Like in society, somebody becomes member of some club. So then he can go to the club person and then say that I want this place for certain reason, for certain function. Please give me because I'm member. So he can facilitate the process. Yes, whatever he wants. So the member is like that. We are sending Sankirtan parties all over the world. They are experiencing that even in the remotest part of the world where there is no knowledge of Krishna, Hare Krishna Mahamantra attract thousands of men to our camp. In some areas, people begin to imitate the devotees by shaving their heads, chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, and only a few days after hearing the mantra. So now Prabhupada is going another. Previously was saying nobody is taking to Krishna consciousness, but they are atheistic view. They are having atheistic view. Big people not taking it. Now he is telling many people are taking to Krishna consciousness. पहले ऊपर बोला नहीं ले रहे, अब यहाँ पे बोले ले रहे हैं. So now he is glorifying the process of Krishna consciousness. There he was chastising the materialistic arrangement, materialistic civilization, and here he is glorifying the Krishna conscious process. Means anyone who hears, he becomes inspired to even shave up the head. Arey chalo, like earlier we know that in Western countries how the Tamal Hindu Sai Maharaj and others, they used to make devotees just coming to temple, just coming for some seva, they used to shave up their heads. Chalo abhi ban jao, chalo now you are member of Hare Krishna. So this may be imitative, but imitation of a good thing is desired. Such imitators gradually become interested in being initiated. बाद में तो पहला क्या हो गया? श्रद्धा. Then what is the second one? श्रद्धा. भजन क्रिया, साधु संग. श्रद्धा, then साधु संग, then भजन क्रिया. तो श्रद्धा के बाद मेंबर बन गया, साधु का संग लिया, मेंबर हो गया. अब नेक्स्ट इज भजन क्रिया. भजन क्रिया मीन्स इनिशिएशन. So if one is sincere, he is initiated. This stage is called bhajan kriya. So the third stage is bhajan kriya. So he has come out of imitation, but imitation को initiate नहीं करना है. Imitation, if he is a sincere imitation or he is a sincere person, then bhajan kriya, then he initiated. Then actually he engages in service of the Lord by regularly chanting Hare Krishna. Then he actually, after initiation, one actually engages in the service of the Lord because he is now given shelter by a bona fide spiritual master. And then he starts also refraining from illicit sex and these four regulative principles. By bhajan kriya, one attains freedom from contamination of materialistic life. He no longer goes to restaurant or hotel to taste or the so-called palatable dishes made with the meat, onions, nor does he care to smoke or drink tea or coffee. He not only refrains from illicit sex but avoids sex entirely. Nor is interested in wasting his time in speculating or gambling. In this way, it is to be understood that one is becoming cleansed of unwanted things, anartha nivritti. The word anartha refers to unwanted thing. Anarthas are vanquished when one becomes attached to the Krishna consciousness movement. See, very solid statement. जब कोई कृष्ण कॉन्शियस से अटैच हो जाता है तो उसके अनर्थ खत्म होते हैं. मतलब क्या है? Like any person who is just roaming here and there, parents they say, "Are isko padhao, put him in school so that he follows some regulation, going to school, studying some books, then doing some homework, assignments, and then passing some exams." Means he takes to regulation when he's put in some school. In the similar way, when we become more and more attached to Krishna conscious movement, we'll read Prabhupada books, we'll understand the mood of Prabhupada, we'll hear from the great devotees. So our life starts becoming molded up according to the desire and the moments, the Krishna conscious moments, the desire of pure devotees, and we start changing. Changing होने लगता है. So therefore he says anarthas are vanquished when one becomes attached to the Krishna conscious movement, because one becomes committed more and more. So now so material happiness. तीन चीज. Let us make our intelligence fit. Fit means futility, insubstantial and temporary. So material intelligence, our intelligence should be fit to understand that material happiness is fit. Futile है, insubstantial है और temporary है. Futile मतलब क्या है? Whenever we want to, there's certain times when we want some enjoyment. So then we understand, अरे ये तो futile है. We don't get only. मिलता ही नहीं हमें वो. ऐसे बहुत सारी चीज़ें नहीं मिलती. कई लोग को जॉब अच्छा चाहिए, ड्रीम, वो मिलता ही नहीं है. तुम बोलते हैं यार क्या मटेरियल लाइफ में कोई हैप्पीनेस नहीं है, जो हमें चाहिए मिलता ही नहीं है. इनसब्सटेंशियल मीन्स he want that, but that is not enough for him to enjoy. वो उसको लगता है यार मजा नहीं आया. It's insubstantial. Now even if he gets the good enjoyment, but it's a temporary. So material happiness has three problems. What is that? It's a futile. If it is not futile, it is insubstantial. If it is not insubstantial, it is temporary. So therefore, our intelligence should become fit to understand that this material happiness is fit. What is spiritual happiness? Sing your ways to happiness. S matlab special. Manushyanam sahasreshu. Everybody does not get the prerogative to practice spiritual life. Human life has that prerogative. So therefore, it's a special. Okay, next is increasing. Anandam buddhi vardhanam. It becomes obsessive. As Prabhupada mentions, one become attached to Krishna conscious moment. His anarthas goes away. So anarthas goes away means one becomes conscious of artha, Krishna, very much. So anartha goes away. So it's oceanic. Material life means it's having a very less pleasure, and spiritual life oceanic. The end means non-dependent. No object is required. In material life, all enjoyment is derived from certain objects, certain people, certain situations. But in spiritual life, one person alone can relish his own Krishna consciousness without any assistance. किसी assistant की जरूरत नहीं. Prabhupada says one has to fly one's own plane. Support can be given, training can be given while you are taking off. But once you take off your plane and you are alone, your spiritual life and you are alone, means one can be non-dependent. No objective, because spiritual life, one can live in jail also, one can practice spiritual life because it becomes totally non-dependent. Generous means one becomes happy and he gives happiness to others. So that is spiritual life. The happiness in spiritual life is of this category. How to perceive that happiness? Again, one has to have a conviction. What is the conviction? That we are reading basically. These are simply categorization. Conviction means मैं बीमार हूँ, मेरे को दवाई लेना है. Or commitment means then we take up some commitment, chanting 16 rounds, following legs, and then following some process of advancement of hearing, reading, and doing some preaching. Means engaging oneself, body, mind, words in the service of the Lord. That is commitment. And conviction means it's internal. I am sick, I need medicine, I need to go to Guru, and this is the right medicine, chanting of holy name, I will take it. This is conviction. So conviction comes in the intelligence, and mind is always what we call haphazardous. Means basically always mind is संकल्प विकल्प, कभी लेता है कभी छोड़ देता है. इंटेलिजेंस चाहिए. So intelligence should be greater than mind. Intelligence is like a mother, mind is like a child, guru is like a doctor, and holy name is like a medicine. So like that. So in this way, bhajan kriya can be practiced. When a person is relieved from the unwanted things, he becomes fixed up in executing his Krishna activities. Indeed, he becomes attached to such activities and experiences ecstasy in executing devotional service. This is called bhava, the preliminary awakening of dormant love of Godhead. So Srila Prabhupada, see this anartha, you just see the focus of Prabhupada. First focus was he somehow have Shraddha and become member of Krishna consciousness. Then somehow come to Guru, take initiation, and then become attached to the Krishna conscious movement, so that your anartha will go away. He does not now describe about निष्ठा, रुचि, आसक्ति, कुछ नहीं बोलना. क्यों? ये सब क्या केक वाले हैं? मतलब ये मीठे लगते हैं तो खाएगा आदमी, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. उनको बात करने की जरूरत नहीं है. डायरेक्टली गए प्रपद भाव पे, इवेंट टू भाव. This is bhava, preliminary awakening of dormant love of Godhead. Thus the conditioned soul becomes free from material existence and loses interest in the bodily concept of life. So one goes there, one finishes bodily concept of life, including material opulence, material knowledge, and material attraction for all variety. So see, bhakti is a solution for everything, but then bhakti is bringing the solution here, ultimately. So therefore, there should be culture of education, culture of understanding these things. It's not that okay, bhakti सब कुछ करेगा तो छोड़ दो, भावा level तक जब जाएगा तो anyway we become free from material knowledge. No, this knowledge should be taught. Right now we may not be at bhava, but we are learning right now. Correct? So knowledge has to be taught. that one has to become detached from these things. And one may get the perfection later. At such a time, one can understand who Supreme Personality of Godhead is and what is Maya is. That is what I mentioned. Evam prasanna manaso bhagavad bhakti yoga. That is a bhava stage. Although Maya may be present, it cannot be disturbed. A devotee, once he attains the bhava stage, this is because the devotee can see the real position of Maya. Maya cannot disturb because devotee can see the position of Maya. Maya means forgetfulness of Krishna, and forgetfulness of Krishna and Krishna consciousness stands, and Krishna consciousness stands side by side like light and shadow. इस संसार में जो भी रहेगा माया भी रहेगी उसके साथ और कृष्ण भी रहेंगे जो एडवांस स्टेज पे आ गया but that time he will not become disturbed by Maya because he has seen the light and he has seen the shadow both. He's seeing the light and he's seeing the shadow properly. So he will accept light and he will reject shadow. So if one remains in shadow, he cannot enjoy the facility offered by light. And if one remains in light, he cannot be disturbed by the darkness of shadow. By taking to Krishna consciousness, one gradually becomes liberated and remains in light. So light situation comes after liberation. Indeed, he does not even touch the darkness. Krishna Surya Saman Maya hai Andakar. Yaha Krishna taha nahi Maya Radhika. Krishna is compared to sunshine, Maya is like compared to darkness. Wherever there is sunshine, there cannot be darkness. As soon as one takes to Krishna consciousness, darkness of illusion, the influence of external energy will immediately vanish. So, okay. Any question? Question है किसी को?
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, I have a question.
हाँ पूछिए.
Prabhuji, like we are studying Bhakti Shastri, we are trying to gain more knowledge and trying to get more deeper aspect of the scriptures. But at some time, what I feel that this knowledge may lead us to develop some ego inside us. Oh, I have this knowledge. Look at them; they don't have anything. So, although as a devotee we try to practice Krishna consciousness very safely, that we should not insult anyone or make Vaishnava aparad towards anyone. But certainly that ego of knowledge gets deep inside. So how to refrain from that? Although we are doing seva in the temple, serving devotees, but certainly somewhere I feel that it nourishes our ego.
In Chaitanya Charitamrita, when Vasudeva leper, he was embraced by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was having leprosy. His body was eaten by the insects. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he comes and then embraces him. Immediately his body turns into golden color, free from all leprosy. So that time Vasudeva leper says, "My Lord, now I have become so effulgent. Now people, I will become proud because I have effulgent body. Earlier I was having a stinking body, dirty body. Now I have very good body. I will become proud." So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that time said, "No, you should chant the holy name 24 hours and you should preach the holy name." Means प्रचार करो. तो जब हम प्रचार करते हैं, so then we feel compassion for those who don't have Krishna consciousness. And when we chant holy name, we purify ourselves because purity is a force. When you are pure, you can distribute purity to others and they will become pure. So without prachar, it is possible that one may remain neophyte, or one may always think, oh, I am whatever I am having na, it's a बड़ा नॉलेज है मेरे पास. तो ये थोड़ा नियोफाइट नेचर रहता है सभी के अंदर, इसलिए प्रचार करना जरूरी है. प्रचार में क्या होता है, वी आर फोर्स्ड टू improve ourselves. When I am speaking, like here I am speaking about chanting, it's not that मेरा chanting बहुत ऊपर है, मैं खुद सोता हूँ chanting में, but because I am teaching here, so then I understand that okay, now I have to be attentive in my chanting, I should get up. So the best learning is through teaching. So when we teach others, then we understand that okay, ये गुरु महाराज की सेवा हो रही है, वी आर प्लीजिंग प्रभुपाद एंड वी आर फोर्स टू फॉरगेट आवर मिजरी. हमारे जितने भी दुख होते हैं ना घर परिवार लाइफ में, हम वी फॉरगेट बिकॉज वी आर गिविंग आवर सेल्फ एक्स्ट्रा for preaching, because preaching never happens with a cozy life. Preaching happens with some, you have to go out of comfort zone. Surely that then only preaching happens, because people don't become devotee like that. Gallons of blood are given, Bhakti Saraswati Maharaj says. So when we preach, then we are forced to forget our misery. Oh, I don't have this, he has this, he has this. We all forget this because अरे मेरे को प्रचार करना है, समय नहीं है, पढ़ाई करना है, लेक्चर बोलना है, तो मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा क्या बोल रहा है, क्या बोलना है, क्या नहीं बोलना. तो ये सब चीज़ों में हम लोगों का दिमाग घुस जाता है ना. somebody can say, बट उस समय उसको लगता है अभी मैं प्राउड हो रहा हूँ, बट ही अंडरस्टैंड अरे प्राइड इज यूजलेस, फर्स्ट आई हैव टू स्पीक समथिंग टू दिस पीपल. So then the activity becomes prominent that time, and slowly because of doing this activity, this pride is because of ignorance. We also know that this pride should not be there, but why pride remains? Because of ignorance. Ignorance is there, that's why this pride is there. Unless ignorance is given up, ignorance चला गया तो सब अनर्थ खत्म, तो ignorance है इसलिए pride है. So when we start acting, then what happens? This ignorance of becoming big or this or feeling like big, this neophyte nature, it goes away. ये चला जाता है ignorance, क्योंकि like a very simple example to be said, like children in beginning sometimes they start liking going to school, they like, but later they understand, अरे going to school is a big thing, means I have to study also, पढ़ाई भी करना है, पास भी होना है. So then they start taking up responsibility. तो responsibility लेने के साथ साथ हमारे जो desires होते हैं ना वो purify हो जाते हैं. तो take up more responsibilities. When you take more responsibilities, these desires will be, they are naive desires and they will finish off, because इसका कोई तत्व नहीं है ना. We also know that this is useless, this desire should not come in my mind, but why we are not able to remove? Because responsibility is not taken. Once we take responsibility, these things will be removed. अरे responsible है बाबा, ये सब सोचने के लिए समय नहीं मेरे पास, I don't have time for to think all these things. So the responsibility is very important in our spiritual life. One is to become responsible. So take up more responsibility in spiritual life. Some deity sevas can be taken, some other sevas can be taken. Preaching seva, preaching is very important. Preaching to the other ladies or counseling group, so that is also very helpful to discriminate the knowledge, deliberate. It is said, who can be the guru? Who deliberates with the spiritual knowledge. With the deliberation he understands that Brahman is the supreme, or Brahman means Krishna is the supreme. Brahmanishtam srotabhya brahmanishtam. He deliberately, with the deliberation he becomes fixed up in this knowledge of absolute truth. So how the deliberation comes? जल्दी तुरंत deliberation नहीं होता है. जब हम सुनते हैं तो हम सोचते नहीं हैं, जब हम प्रचार करने लगते हैं और प्रचार करने के जब आगे जाते रहते हैं तब जाके deliberation चालू होता है. Then people start writing some books, people start making some notes nicely, because they are now giving some deliberation to what they are hearing. That is important. At that time our intelligence becomes stout, and mind, which is causing pride, connection with the false ego, mind becomes कम हो जाता है, क्योंकि हमने इंटेलिजेंस को ऊपर कर दिया है. सो नाउ वी आर लिविंग अ लाइफ ऑफ इंटेलिजेंस, शुद्ध सत्गुणा लाइफ. So that time this kind of ignorance or mental disorder in terms of feeling proud, ये सब नहीं रहता है ज़्यादा. So therefore Prabhupada says, keep yourself busy in Krishna conscious activity. Prabhupada says our devotees, they don't have time to think. Like somebody asked Jayanand Prabhu, where are you going? Spiritual world और किधर? बोले मेरे पास समय नहीं है सोचने का बाबा, किधर जा रहा हूँ मैं, गुरु की सेवा कर रहा हूँ. तो जब हम ऐसा बिजी रहेंगे तो बहुत अच्छा रहता है, नहीं तो हमारा माइंड खा जाता है. कोई भी व्यक्ति स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ में विदाउट एंगेजिंग माइंड एंड सेंसेस 24 आवर्स, हाउ ही कैन प्रैक्टिस? नॉट पॉसिबल. माया इज ऑल अराउंड ना. अभी हरिदास ठाकुर जप कर रहे हैं 24 घंटा, इसलिए बचे हुए हैं वो. हम जप नहीं कर सकते तो हमें सेवा करना पड़ेगा, हमें बिजी रहना पड़ेगा, तभी हम बचेंगे. ये तो फिर माया अलग अलग तरीक़ों से आएगी. सो मेक आवर इंटेलिजेंस स्टाउट एंड स्ट्रांग. यस, what we are doing is right thing, and we should preach this Krishna conscious to others, and we should practice, be responsible, be committed, be sincere. Slowly it will go away. Yes. Any other question?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. ओके ठीक है, शीला प्रभुपाद की जय, NOI की जय, हरे कृष्णा, विल एंड हियर.